What up, folks? This is Dev Watts over at Watts Performance Solutions. This is going to be a really high horsepower build. So we're going to be going with a Holley Dominator. And to make all of our data be synchronized, we're going to be taking the factory dash out and putting the aftermarket Holley Dash inside of the car. So we're going to start with, first thing first, get yourself you can just get a nice little flathead screwdriver. And there's going to be basically 4 tabs right here. I've done it so many times, I know exactly where those tabs are. But I like to pull on this faceplate a little bit. And the first one's going to be basically right above this this mark right here. Take your flathead screwdriver, pull it forward like that. And then the last clip is going to be about right here. And you just want to be careful because this stuff is old. It will crack on you. Next thing you want to do is remove these screws. It's got all kind of little small screws around it. You just want to pull those screws out. Okay. So the steering column has 2 bolts on it. And once you drop these 2 bolts right here, and I took a picture of it so we can add it in there. But once you drop these 2 bolts, then you'll have access to get this dash out of here. Okay, so once you get the column dropped, then you really have enough room to take this dash out. If you're having trouble getting the dash to come forward, check the speedo cable. It may be zip tied up or something, but once you get the speedo cable loose, you should be able to pull that dash out like that. On the back of the dash, there's a cable. There's a speedo cable on the back of it, and there's also a 3-wire cable connected to the dash. And you want to take a 7/32 socket, unscrew that little electrical connector, and it'll come off. That's what it looks like right there. So that's screwed into the back of the dash, and the next thing is just disconnecting the speedo cable. There's a little clip that holds it in, so you want to press that clip down. Speedo cable comes off. So you disconnect this right here. So you want to pry those little tabs up. It's ready to come out. That's my guy right there, Big Rob.
Yep, that's what you actually mount the screen to, the back of it, to that.
Okay.
To that. You mount the back of the that goes on the back of the screen right
So
there.
the screen goes
on top of that.
The way this is, it'll go straight onto the car like that.
Yep, just like that. Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
All right.
Exactly right. Yep.
Okay.
Yep. And then you gotta screw that to that first.
Okay.
To the back of the dash first. And then flip it around and mount it to inside the car.
All right, well, I'm gonna get back to shooting this video.
Okay, well, he'll be back, man.
Okay, all right, thank you. Gotta have good people, man.
Oh, yeah.
Got to. So that's my family, man. Robert's got the cleanest. Now that's the cleanest Grand National in the world. Robert's car. It's ridiculous. Okay. So back to what we were doing earlier. I'm gonna leave this off right now. And I'm just gonna mount this to see if I got it mounted in correctly. So we got the dash in, just everything loosely mounted. I want to check the clearances, make sure the fit is good. Looking at my vents, they can swivel nicely. All of that is good. My lights are able to come on and off. The dimmer has the right clearance on there, so I like it. It's nice. It fits really good. All of my customers want the Holley Dash in their car, and the Holley Dash is nice. It's cute. A lot of people want it just so they can say they got a dash in it. A lot of people want it just to have their car look modernized when you step inside of the car. But from a performance perspective, there's a lot of critical data that I like to put on the screen. No matter what horsepower level you're at, you need to be monitoring data. So for instance, most cars that come into here, they got water temp, oil pressure gauges, boost gauge, voltage. Those are all important. These are all important things to have on your car. But when you get this dash in here, you no longer need all these gauges anywhere. So all you need now is just take all these things that you got going on, and we're going to put it on the dash. But more importantly, with the Holley on a high horsepower application, here's how I'm going to set this dash up. I'm going to have voltage up there. Under no circumstances should we ever see under 13 volts. To be honest with you, with a new wire harness and all of the electrical connections that we're going to have properly done, this car should never see under 14 volts. We're seeing under 14 volts, we got a problem. Fuel level is cool, that's important, but from a horsepower perspective, I want to be able to monitor fuel pressure. So I got fuel pressure on here as well. So fuel level, but fuel pressure. Fuel pressure is important because, hey, as my boost rises and as my dome pressure increases, it's my fuel pressure going up as my boost rises. You know, target air fuel ratio. That's really nice to have my target, because my target and my actual air fuel ratio, those two should be within 3% of each other all the time. And speaking of percentages, I got my O2 corrections right here. Is it pulling fuel or is it adding fuel? It's not gonna always be perfect, but once Cal tunes this car, I like for this gauge to stay within plus or minus 5% at all times. That's what we're paying Cal Heartline to do, is to get this tune right. And my customer is gonna be able to see how dialed in his tune is right there on the screen. And that's really important. Oil pressure. When you first crank this thing up, you're gonna see about 80 pounds of oil pressure at a minimum. That's how tight our clearances are. And then when it gets hot, he's gonna see about 30 pounds of pressure. 30 to 40, just depends on how we set the oil pump, but 30 to 40 pounds of oil pressure at all times once it gets hot. I don't care what the weather is, we need to be seeing at least 30 pounds of oil pressure the way we build our engines. Coolant temp, that's another one. You know, under no circumstances should we ever be seeing over 190. The way we build our engines and the cooling systems and the way we build our systems, we build engineered systems. You're not gonna be seeing 200 degrees with something I put together. Monitoring data. If you don't monitor your data, you will lose thousands of dollars instantly. You got to keep an eye on your data. If you don't know your data, if you don't know your numbers, you could be tossing an engine in the trash can very quickly. So that's why you need a dash, so you can keep an eye on your numbers, so you can know your numbers, so you can be familiar with your numbers, so you can have confidence that your car is running and making the power safely. Talk about why you didn't choose the dash at first.
Sure.
And why you choosing the dash now.
Sure.
I think that's a good segue.
Dev, I'm a pretty close to purist kind of guy with these cars because I'm old and I remember.
How long have you had the car? Well, how long have you been in Buicks?
31 years.
Okay.
So this is my third one, and The first one was a digital dash. The second was an analog dash with, of course, with the replacement to 140 speedo.
Okay.
And then this car had a GNX dash in it, which was beautiful and had the ScanMaster mounted really in a custom, unique spot. It was, I'd never seen another one like it.
Yep.
It was really, really nice. And I like analog gauges. I just like them. It's an 80s car. Either it's got the digital dash or it's got the analog. We tried to keep it.
Yep.
And because of the changes that we made, the advancements that we made everywhere else.
Which were 4L80E.
Yep.
Brand new wire harness.
Holley.
Yeah, the Holley. So going with those changes, we lost compatibility.
We did.
With the RPM signal. There's things that you can do. You can put a speedometer control unit on it, but it just wasn't synchronizing the way that we wanted it to, with the transmission telling us the RPM signal versus the speedometer control unit reading the signal,
right,
and then sending that signal from the speedometer control unit to the speedometer gauge. It just was off a little bit, you know.
It was, and I'm not. I don't like to look like I'm driving the Millennium Falcon down the road, because I don't want. I used to have the triple pillar and the twin down, and had all this stuff going on, but I'm not an SR-71 pilot, so I don't need all that. I like it, I like it clean. I love the design. I know it's 50 shades of gray and it's all 90-degree angles, but I love that.
Yeah.
And so moving to this Holley Dash and the layout that you perfected for the Dash gives me everything I need. So it blends in perfectly fine.
Yeah.
Gives us all the readings that we need. And from a tunability, I don't have to have a laptop with me. I don't have to have any of that stuff. I can see everything that's going on.
Yeah.
So, I guess there too, I'm a convert now. I get it. It's gonna take me a little while to get used to jumping in and seeing,
Yeah, all that
but
stuff.
but overall, I'm thrilled with the install and all the information that we get out of it, and the fact I don't have to have a laptop with me and all the rest of that.
Yeah, and I like it because now he can see the critical information that I need him to see on a 900 plus horsepower build.
Right.
Like,
sure.
John's more on it's his car, so he's gonna drive it. He's more on hey, I gotta live with this car.
Yep.
And I'm more on, hey, I gotta keep this car alive.
Right.
So there's critical information I need him to see. I need you to see your O2 corrections.
Right.
If you get into the throttle, I need you to see the alky lights coming on your dash.
Absolutely.
And then I need you to be able to see what is the alky pressure and the fuel pressure and how that relates to boost pressure.
Sure.
All that stuff needs to be on the dash so you can see it. That way you're not saying, uh-oh.
Right.
You got warnings, things flashing on your screen now.
Yeah.
For instance, your oil pressure is going to flash.
Right.
I want it flashing until it gets to about 40 pounds of pressure. That means that your engine has warmed up completely.
Exactly.
Actually, I got it set about 60. I don't want you to even drive the car till you got it down to 60, because when you first crank it up, it's going to be about 90.
Right.
It's tight. That
tight.
engine is really tight. So you got 90 pounds of oil pressure just off a cold start.
Right.
Back it out, let the fumes get out, but don't even start driving until you got lower than 60.
Sure.
The alky light is going to go, it's going to change colors as you go in, so you got the pressure. So just like how it used to be with the LED, we'll have an LED built into the screen to show. Right. But instead of just red, green, it'll be red, yellow, green.
Right.
Yeah.
It's
that way your pump is pretty healthy.
Well, with the way that turbo spools off of this motor,
it spools up quick.
It'll be green quick.
That's the fastest spooling engine I've ever seen in my life, man. So I can't wait to see the results.
Compression and cubes meet a very efficient turbo.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah,
for sure.
That's what happens. Yeah,
for sure. So I'm excited to see what it's gonna do, man.
Yeah, it's so clean, Deb. Your work is so clean.
I'm just glad you're happy with it.
Well, you treat the car like you treat my car like it's your car.
Yeah.
And I know your car, and I know how it is, so that's why the car's here.
Yeah, for sure. That means a lot to me, man. Appreciate that.
Of course.
Appreciate that.
Absolutely.
I'm glad you're happy with it, though.
I'm thrilled.
All right, welcome back. We back here. So, last left off with the vision for how we wanted this dash to be. That vision is now a reality. We now got it in here. I feel comfortable that my customer's gonna be able to see everything that they need to see. He can see his actual air-fuel ratio, his target air-fuel ratio, the fuel pressure, the oil pressure, the CL comp. Those are the things that he needs to be able to keep this thing safe and running. And the way that it looks, I'm blown away with it. Big turbo energy on the screen. Watts performance on the screen. I'm proud of it. It looks good. And it's functional.